we have an edge to our consciousness. Places where there is so-called wounding, often the result of that nervous system reaction and the amygdala response that tells us that we're in danger, it's because we have had something occur that we didn't have the consciousness to fully receive, and we've gone into self-preservation mode about it. And that becomes crusty and rigid if we never actually re-explore that frontier again, because we have a belief system that has been birthed out of that experience. That's how all wounding happens. We don't feel safe to feel some feeling, and as a result, we block energetic experiences of the same. I don't need to know your history to know that you have had experiences when you were actually vulnerable that had you feel unsafe. And so you have learned to curb your vulnerability to ensure your safety. It's a learned behavior. You can just as easily unlearn it when you understand that when the alarms go off, that is your amygdala telling you that the neural pathways that exist that you're constantly repatterning, doing the exact same thing over and over again, are like, hey, we're in uncharted territory. And you have two choices in that moment. You have the choice to maintain the habitual behavior that has kept you safe but not vulnerable. Or you can say, hey, thanks for letting me know. I'm going to proceed with caution. It's like putting the yellow light on instead of the green light or the red light. It's the same as saying pause when you're in an intimate connection and you start to recognize that you're going there. But it doesn't mean stop forever. It means stop now. And in intimacy, there are a number of ways that you can work with this. You bring awareness to the places where you're inclined to check out, run away, avoid, shut down, so that you can expand the territory of your consciousness. In the same way that getting on a plane and traveling to Africa or traveling to South America expands your travel consciousness, that's what you're doing in your mind. Imagine your mind is the globe and your consciousness lives in the UK. And then you travel to the United States, suddenly your consciousness lives in the United States and in the UK. And then you travel to Mexico, and then you travel to South Africa, and suddenly your consciousness lives in all these other places, and your work is to bridge your consciousness to cover the map of these frontiers until you realize. And if you realize in this lifetime, amazing, and if you don't, okay, fine. The whole point is that you are in an expansion that is always expanding. But if you get to these impasses and you consider them impasses, you don't grow. And so the choice to make here is, hey, thanks for the memo, fear system. I appreciate you letting me know that I'm heading into uncharted territory, and I got this, and I know I'm safe. I trust and have faith that I am deeply protected by something I cannot understand, the great mystery. And that love will lead me through. And this is why transformational work is impossible to do without faith. And faith is synonymous with love. You won't go through an awakening unless you have faith. Someone eventually has to convince you, or something has to convince you to let go of that cliff and actually fall. And trust that you're either going to land on something hard or you're going to learn to fly. And that requires faith. You have already embodied faith in many aspects of your life. So this is just a new place for you to do a thing that you know to do.